Now, here's your host, Dylan Bloyd.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Business Leaders of America podcast. Today, I'm joined by Joe Mindak, entrepreneur, community builder, and co-founder of Nolodex, a platform helping professional communities turn relationships and referrals into structured, trackable business growth. Joe is also the founder of the Connective, a highly vetted professional and network built around a relationship-first approach to business development. What started as a community designed to bring trusted professionals together has grown into a thriving ecosystem of hundreds of business leaders, thousands of warm referrals, and a 96% member referral rate, all centered on trust, accountability, and long-term collaboration. Across more than 25 years of building and scaling businesses in industries ranging from media and marketing to hospitality, publishing, and software, Joe has developed a deep understanding of what actually drives sustainable business growth: relationships. In this conversation, we'll talk about what it takes to build and scale a relationship-driven community, the lessons he's learned about trust and referrals, and his experience ultimately led to building systems around how professionals connect and create opportunity. Joe, welcome to the show.
Yeah, that guy sounds cool. I don't know who you're talking about. Is
It's all you. It's all you.
it
Amazing
always,
things you've done.
yeah, it always sounds important when you read it back. It's like,
Right.
yeah, yeah, done a
I'm,
couple things. Yeah,
yeah, I'm
well,
doing all right for myself, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's, I remember all that stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, very cool. Yeah, I
It
always love
is.
talking to people like you. So I'm excited to chat here. Yeah.
Yeah, I am as well, So, Joe, you've built businesses in industries ranging from media, marketing to brewing, community building, and software. So, as you look back, what were the key experiences that led you to create the Connective and Nolodex?
Well, every business, and I tell this, and I had a marketing agency for 20 years, but even my marketing clients, I would say, get into some sort of networking.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care, you're going to spend money on marketing. We'll build a website for you. We'll do SEO. We'll do all the traditional marketing stuff that you need to market and brand your company. But whoever's in charge of your sales, get them into a networking group.
Hmm.
It's going to be the best way to get business no matter what. Referral marketing, having people introduce you to somebody they know,
Yeah.
right? You introducing me to your guy that you played football with in college, right?
Hmm.
That's much more powerful than some cold email or LinkedIn outreach or ad or whatever that somebody sees. It's great. You might do that. But you introducing me to somebody is always the best way to get business. And any business I had, it was always connections, it was always network that got me in the door of wherever I wanted to go. And at this point, after, I look a lot older with this gray hair, but I'm actually only 53, Dylan.
Yeah, yeah.
I look like I'm in my 60s, but after 30 years now of doing this, like, I've built connections. I can get into almost anywhere, and anyone I talk to, like, oh, who do you want to meet, Dylan? Oh, let me see who I know. I could get you in the
Yeah.
door here. And if I make an introduction, it's more powerful than anything else. So I just took that after doing it for years, and I'd sold a marketing company, and I was still connecting people. And I was like, what if Dylan, how about I introduce you to some great businesses that could get you in the door of these businesses, and how about you pay me a referral fee, right? I'll act
Yeah.
as a salesperson for you because everyone networks, everyone's open doors for each other, but there's always the good connectors that are just the ones that always guys getting in the door and making those introductions, and then there's people that are willing to pay referral fees to say, "Hey, Dylan, I will pay you if you could get
Hmm.
me to that college football buddy you know really well that's now the CMO or the CFO of some company. I'm willing to pay a fee for that because
Yeah.
I'm in this group." So it just worked out, the idea behind it, and I decided, like anything, you throw some spaghetti against the wall, see if it sticks. And I was like, I got a bunch of people in a room that I knew, said, "Hey, Dylan, you, Jane, Sue, whatever, we're all good connectors.
Right.
Why don't we do our own networking group? But if you get a deal, pay into the pot, and we'll take the money and we'll split it. I'll take half, you take half. We'll be
Right.
partners. I'll build
Yeah.
the thing, I'll manage it, and we'll just all get more and more people that we can refer business to, really good people that we know. And it gives you the opportunity to make some nice passive income through your network you built.
Right.
And also have these other people now become salespeople for you.
Hmm.
So now you got 100 people that could open doors for you. You pay them a little commission, but you're going to pay a sale. You don't have 100. Where are you getting 100 salespeople? Right.
Yeah, exactly.
They
Yeah.
yeah, and I've had salespeople over the years, and you pay them $60,000 base, and 6 months later, they haven't closed a single deal yet, and now you're sitting there like, "All right, I already spent 30 grand, and this person hasn't gotten anything back. Do I keep them? Do
Hmm.
I fire them?" And it's, some have worked out, but a lot of times it's not, and you just blew 30 grand on one
Right.
person. You join a networking group, like we built. we charge $125 a month. So you're putting out $1,500 for the year to have. We have 500 something people now.
Yes. Yeah,
500
exactly.
incentivized people to open doors for you. It changes things, and
You're
I've seen,
right.
and it changes the whole game, like the whole networking game. Like I've been in tons of networking groups. I've never seen the results we get, the amount of deals going on every day, people introducing each other because take that incentive, right? And
Yeah.
cash is a nice incentive. So
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So initially, when that first happened, were you just putting connections together and then it kind of all of a sudden was just like, what, I should be getting paid for this? Or did someone say, hey, I'll actually pay, to do this? And that's kind of what sparked the idea.
no, I always made introductions. I just like doing
Yeah.
it. Still
Right.
do it, even if it's not always for money, but I still make connections. I love introducing people. Um, But I introduced a deal that was and people have heard the story a million times, but I introduced a deal that was $100,000 project. And I literally walked the president of the company in that I knew for 20 years. This is a buddy. He's still, I could call him right now on my cell phone. Tom, I
Right.
forever. And he needed a website. I walked him into his agency. Next week, he signed a $100,000 contract. It was like,
Man.
I should have got something. Something for that, like,
Yeah.
so I was like, "Hey, guys, how about I bring you more business like that?" And they were like, "That's the biggest deal we've ever." They were a young company at the time.
Right.
That's the biggest deal they've ever gotten as a company, and they were, maybe a year or 2 old, if that. All of a sudden, they got a $100,000 project. They'd probably been doing $10,000 projects, and they're like, "You could bring" "Yeah, Joe." And again, I was older than them. They were in their late 20s. I was in probably my late 40s, maybe. It's like, people, and bring 'em
Hmm.
on, we'll pay you. So it was just pretty simple, like, and again, every company is willing to pay a referral fee, right?
Right.
If you can get me in, I've been trying to get into XYZ company. I can't get this guy, Joe Smith, on the line, and all of a sudden Dylan knows him. "Dylan, do you know Joe Smith?" "Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I got his cell phone right here. Do you wanna talk to him?" "Yeah, can you ask him?" Like, I'll pay if you can get me in there, and I'm happy to pay you, right? So,
Yeah.
everyone's willing to do that, and these guys are like, "Yeah, I'll pay you." And then I got a bunch of other people like, "Yeah, we'll pay you." Like,
Hmm.
just it's only on if you close a deal. So
Right.
there's no, like,
Exactly.
I don't have to put money up to pay you or anything. It's just if we close a piece of business, you're gonna get a referral fee. So
Right.
it
Right.
works out for everybody.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, you're speaking straight to my soul because I think initially when I first started doing this and was making connections, I was introducing to people and deals were going on behind after that, and you just think that I think, when you have those out of good faith, they're going to send something back to you. But at the end of the day, they're happy to make that, and then you can get easily forgotten, right? And I think that's happened to me. And then, obviously got a little bit wiser as the things have went on. But it's not always about the money. Sometimes, like you said, I also like making connections. Even if it's just like, look, I think you guys have synergies, that might make sense. I'm going to connect you guys. I'm not looking for anything, but at the end of the day, there's some times where you're like, man, I should have gotten something for that.
Right, and look, some people just aren't connectors. Like, some people
Right.
feel awkward doing it. Some people don't wanna reach out to their clients or their friends. I get it. Like, you're
Yeah.
not like I just naturally do it all day long, and I
Hmm.
like doing it, and I don't mind reaching out to somebody or whatever, but some people don't wanna bother their client, like, and I get it. So this is like, "Look, Dylan, it's okay. You don't have to give me anything back.
Hmm.
Just pay me, and I'll
Right.
keep sending you business. Do a good
Yes.
job for my clients, close the deals, and I get paid, I'll keep doing that." But a lot of times what happens, I think if I send you 5 referrals, we're in a group together,
Yeah.
and you don't reciprocate and give me any business back, kinda stop giving you business because
Right.
not because you're being like, you're upset with the person or whatever, you're just like, "Hey, I've given you a bunch of deals, like, you don't know anyone to introduce me to, and
Hmm.
it's okay now because 'cause you're paying me." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll keep sending you." And I think
Yeah.
that's what happens a lot, and then people leave those groups
Yes.
because 'cause they're like, "I'm not getting any business here, I'm gonna go try another group." And they become the best referral giver in that group, and they don't get the
Hmm.
reciprocation. Now it's like we have people that are just giving deals. We have one guy in our group that's been making $850 a month since he signed up. One
Right.
deal, just $850 a month coming into his pocket every month.
Yes.
Like, "This
Yeah.
is awesome. I'm" and it's just the same deal that he introduced to, and just put money in his pocket every month. It changes your
Right.
attitude.
You're right, absolutely. Yeah, I know if you're already, building your network on a LinkedIn or something or any other platform, why not use it for that way? What's the point of, I see a lot of people with a lot of these connections, and it's more so just to have them as a connection on their LinkedIn. It's not to follow each other one way or the other. They just get forgotten almost, So
Right.
why not try and build something from it? So I love
Yeah,
what you're doing.
thank you.
So, I first want to start with the connective, because you founded on the belief of connection over competition, right? So, what inspired that philosophy, and why do you think it resonates with so many professionals?
Well, because again, it's your connection you've built up over the years, and people are always like, oh my, people come into the Connective, be like, oh, how many other people do websites here? It's like, listen, it's not it's not about the competition. There's always going to be competition. You're always going to
Yes.
find somebody new, right? Like I just moved. I'm in Jersey, and I just moved to a new town. Right there's a bagel store down the road. I saw
Yeah.
it, passed it, and in Jersey, you got to get a good bagel store and a good pizza place, right? That's the two things you get in Jersey. So I tried these people out, right? There's a bunch of other bagel stores in town, and they were right there. I saw them. I went in right away. I saw albums on the wall. They had a Ramones album. Ramones is my favorite band. Oh, you guys like the Ramones? He goes, yeah, my husband. Oh, we own the place, and it just built this rapport. There's music going on. I'm like, I love this place already.
Yeah.
There's 10 other bagel stores within half a mile of my place, and their bagel is good. It wasn't the best bagel I ever had. It was good enough, but so enough about the competitions, that connection you have to somebody, right? And those connections are
Yeah.
relationships, right? And I'm going to give you, if there's 3 web people in the group, don't worry about the competition, just who you're connecting to. So if I introduce you, Dylan, you're going to meet with all those web agencies. I made the connection for you to them.
Yeah.
And then you're going to decide which one that you really, you really connect with, right?
Hmm.
You know what? I really get a good feeling over these people. I like what they have to say, right? So
Yeah.
I chose that bagel store before I tried the product.
Wow.
I was like, I like these people. I like them. I like it's a husband and wife team. They started this bagel shop. They like fishing down here. That's why they moved here. Like everything about it was just cool. Now, if their bagel was really bad,
Yeah. Yeah.
then I would have, but it was solid 8 out of 10 bagels. Like that's my shop. I haven't even looked at any other competition because
Wow.
there's a connection there.
Yeah, no, I love that, and I mean, the Connective has grown to hundreds of vetted professionals, right? Thousands of referrals, and like you mentioned, a impressive renewal rate. What did you do differently to help create such a strong community? Because I think that people do try to make networking communities, but sometimes it seems like they don't last or they don't continue to put forth what needs to happen to continue to keep that network, thriving.
Well, here's the problem with networking groups, right? And one, they're all a variation of the same thing.
Yeah.
But there's nothing different, and I had to say this to somebody the other day, like, "Oh, I don't wanna use your platform because paying referral fees, and I don't wanna ask my members to do that." I'm like, "What are you doing different?
Yeah.
You're just doing the same thing every other networking group does. Hey, we build on relationships." And yes, you do, but okay, we'll meet once a week. Great. We'll build relationship. We'll meet. You're doing the same thing as every other networking group out there. There's nothing different than you from this group to that group to the other group, right?
Hmm.
And you just keep doing the same thing over and over. Whereas with the paying the referrals, you're changing the game.
Yes.
Right? You're saying, "Hey, you come over here, you're gonna get paid for your referrals." So, I think the problem is that they're not doing anything different. They just wanna change, so we're saying, "Hey, connectors get paid," is our whole mantra. Like, if you're a good connector, you should get paid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so those people are just doing the same thing over and over again, and then it just doesn't work because they haven't changed anything up, and
Hmm.
eventually it just goes away. And then the problem is they're just letting anybody in because the only way this is the other main problem with most of the network groups. The only way they make money is off of membership.
Yeah.
The only source of income is to charge for membership.
Yeah.
So so they're gonna let anybody in because
They
guess what?
want as many
They
people
wanna
as
make more
possible.
money. They're gonna let
Yeah.
Dylan in because he's gonna pay $100 a month, so I'll let him in. I
Right.
don't trust him. I don't like him. I heard he screwed somebody over in town for a
Yeah.
deal, like, but he's gonna pay me $100 a month because that's the only way I can make money.
Yeah.
Right, so you're gonna let other people in, and
Yeah.
that's a problem because
Right.
now you're letting people in that are just not good business people or gonna stiff somebody or not do a good job for their client, and then they get pissed, and then those people leave. It just makes it bad for everyone. So it
Right.
doesn't. So if you're gonna keep doing the same thing over and over and just charge membership fee, we make money on the deals.
Hmm.
So we don't whatever we charge for a membership, we make more money on you doing a deal and closing a deal and getting something done or introducing somebody to a deal, right? One of them, Valerie, the other day, we made $1,700
Yeah.
off of that deal. We made as a community owner, right? We charge $125 a month. So we charge 1,500 a year to be a member of our group. We made more on one deal from her. 17 something, whatever it was, off of one deal from her. We make more off of that one deal than all of her dues for the entire year. And she's closed 7 other deals, 8 other deals. That's just one of them. There's
Right.
there's thousands of dollars that are above that. So we're not letting anybody in,
Right.
right? We're you have to be vetted out, and you have to be invited by somebody, right? Then you're vetted out again. You come to one of our meetings, you're gonna be in a room with a member, and then you'll be in a room with another member. If that member's like, "I know that Dylan guy," I wouldn't do it. We don't let you in,
Right.
right? Because I don't need your $125. I don't want it.
Yeah.
I want good people. So
Exactly.
that's the problem. It's like, and it happened to me when I started, right?
Yeah.
I started out and all of a sudden I was like, all right, well, I invite you to a meeting and there's only 5 or 6 people there, and you're like, what is this? Like, so I got to let more asses in the seats to make it look better for when a guest comes in. Oh, we got 15 people.
Right.
10 of those people are not the right people, right? So
Yeah.
like, but it looks better for you because like, oh, this is a good crowd. Um, and I woke up one morning, I was like, you know what? I had 60 members, I remember, just about 60. And I woke up one morning, I cut 30 of them out.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? No, this is not. These are not the people I want in my group.
Hmm.
And I
Right.
cut them out. I said, sorry, Dylan, well, we're going a different direction, and you're not
Yeah.
coming with us.
Right.
And
Right.
then I started over and grew it from there. And so the people in the group are going to make all the difference.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. And this Dylan he keeps referring to is not me. It's a different Dylan. So, no, I'm
Right.
just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not Dylan at all. All right, I'll
Right.
start using a different name.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
But, obviously you're right. But, quality over quantity, right? It makes
right,
sense because, if people are just kind of sitting along doing this, and it's not making a whole lot of sense, you're going to lose credibility as well on your end, right? So
right.
it makes absolute sense. So, talking about changing and adapting the connect as the connective continued to grow, what did you feel was missing that ultimately led to creation of the Nolodex?
So we just honestly, like, we couldn't find a software that would track everything, right? So we were
Yeah.
doing we went from 20 people to 60 people to 100 people, and I had an Excel file that, okay, Jane sent John a deal, John sent Sarah a deal, Sarah sent Kevin a deal. They owe 500, half goes to this person. It was like a disaster trying to figure out every month what deals closed, who owes this.
Mm,
I have to invoice them. Then when I get paid on the invoice, and then if I don't get paid, I have to track them down. And then I have to figure out who's that. And then we have chapters, right? So a lot of groups have chapters all over. Okay, Jane's in this chapter, John's in that chapter. So those chapter heads get a cut. It would take me 3 days at the end of every month just to figure out, just to print everything out in Stripe, who paid their dues, who didn't pay their dues that month.
yeah.
Credit card didn't work. It was 3 days to just figure out where all the money's supposed to go every month.
Mm,
Now, Dylan, I don't know. I don't touch it. I don't touch
yeah.
any. The system does it all. The system literally takes that dollar in and is like, so
Yeah.
next day just spits it out to whoever is involved and connected, and everything is it's a whole web of whatever, but I don't have to touch it.
Yeah.
I don't look at it at all. So I save 3 days a month running this community that I don't have to touch anymore, right? So yeah, so we were like, we need to build something. There's nothing out there that tracks referrals, pays the referrals online, splits the fees up according to how it wants to do it, sends 1099s out to India. It does everything, the back end of running a networking group. It does it all. Does your invoices, automatically bills everyone. It does it all. So you could go out and run your networking group, recruit
Yeah.
more people, get better people, make introductions for them, do the things that you should be doing instead of spending
Mhm.
3 days doing accounting and figuring it all out.
Right.
So, yeah, so we just built Nolodex. My partner came up with the name Nolodex. It's your networking Rolodex. And we built this platform over 2 years. It's $1 million piece of software.
Yeah.
Was not easy to build. It wasn't hard. I mean, I didn't build it, but like,
Right, right.
it was complicated, but we hired an onshore company to do it in New York and got it done. And it is awesome. And
Yeah.
it is just like, if you're running a community and you're like, "Oh my god, I'm spending all my time with the minutia of the back end of a business," then for $129 a month, you could license our $1 million piece of software to run all that for you. Make your life
Yes.
easy, right? And differentiate yourself from all the other groups out there. "Hey, we're paying over here, guys.
Mhm.
You can spend $100 a month in that group, that community, or for $100 a month in this community, but we're gonna pay you over here.
Right.
If you're a good connector, you're gonna get paid in this community."
Yes.
And you gotta incentivize the other people to get you business over here,
Mhm.
right? So it
Yeah.
changes the whole game, and it does it all for you.
Yeah, no, it sounds incredible because you're absolutely right. Especially when you start building your own network, it is difficult to track everything, because Excel is almost, it's not that it's a dead technology, but it's just, it takes it's so much time, and there's things out there, obviously like Nolodex that can help you streamline those processes and help you focus on the things that you should be focusing on, just like you mentioned,
Right.
so I love that you guys are doing that. And I think that anybody who's involved in that should be doing something like that because it's so easy to be like, man, I remember I was talking to somebody, a month ago or or 2 months ago, but I can't remember his name. And you go through your 10,000 connections on LinkedIn, you're trying to find it, and that person could be completely gone after that. And how much
Right.
money are you losing because of that? Even if it would have been a perfect, person for the deal, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And it's all every as a director, everyone has their own profile. You could search the people, goes down to the granular level. I want someone in marketing that does B2B marketing. That's a woman-owned business in AI, whatever. It'll boom, 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 track all 500 people in 3 seconds will narrow down to the people in your group that'll fit that. Then you put the referrals in online. Everything is done on the platform for you. It's awesome.
Yeah. Right. Just a little bit of data entry, and after that, it takes care of it for you, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. So, have you always felt that the people should be compensated for referrals? I know, was it just like when you started putting them all together, bringing people together, was it more like when you were first starting the deals, do you think that was it just immediately that you were like, I should start bringing people together to help them get paid? Because when I think of my network, I just think of, when I'm talking to people, I'm putting connections together. I'm not really thinking of someone else getting, me paying a referral to somebody else. So was that always something that you would in the back of your mind as people were getting paid for the referrals?
No, I mean, look, I started out going to networking groups. I was introduced to, like, a BNI group when I was younger, and I was like, "This is cool." Like,
Yeah.
Dylan's gonna open a door for me? That's kinda cool. Like, I never thought about that when I started the company. I was just like,
Hmm.
"This is a cool way to do it," right? And look, you do like introducing people, right?
Yeah.
It's like a chemical, or I don't know what it is, or something that actually when you do it and you hear the 2 people, like, it's like when you match 2 of your friends together and they go on a date and it works out well and they get married. Like, it's kinda
Yeah.
cool to, like, make that connection to somebody. So I never thought about getting paid. I mean, look, in the back of your mind, you're like, "Ah," someone in your group's like, "I just closed this deal from Joe. We closed a $100,000 deal." You're like, I may,
Yeah.
how about give me something?" But it wasn't like something in my mind. I just love doing it, and you're
Hmm.
always doing it because you want somebody to give back to you, and
Yeah.
we're all taught that way. I think we're all who've grown up in these networking groups of like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Yes.
If you give, you get, and givers,
Yeah.
whatever. There's all sorts of that mantra. And look, it should work, right, for the most part. Like if you're giving somebody, but it doesn't. It just doesn't. Like it
Hmm.
happens, but not. It's always the givers that just are better at it, and
Right.
that and been doing it. They don't get half as much as they're giving,
Yeah.
and they get stuff back. It's not that they don't get stuff back, and it
Yeah.
is good to get back. So it wasn't always like pay me, but this is like now pay me. And
Yeah.
look, if Dylan doesn't want to give you anything back, it like I said before, it's okay.
Hmm.
Dylan, I don't need you to introduce me to anybody.
Right.
I just made $500 off the intro I made you. I'm good. I'm
Yes.
okay. I made some money, and I'm glad you got a client.
Yeah.
And you made my client happy. My client called me and thanked me. "Thank you
Hmm.
for introducing me to Dylan. He did a great job." That makes me feel good. You're happy. The client's happy that I gave him somebody good, and I put $500 in my pocket. I just paid my
Right.
phone bill. So it's
Yeah.
it's it's awesome. It just works out great. So, yeah,
Right.
so it kinda just started, but then when you start the group, and it's the problem with people that are launching a group, like, I'll go to the referrals later, like, when I started the Connective, it was with, like, 7, 8 people, like, "This is the group we're starting. We're all coming to pay each other," and then
Nice.
everyone
Yeah.
else new coming in. So all of a sudden, you got 2, 300 people in your group, it's hard, and this is what I've seen a lot of people, like, I don't wanna go ask them to pay referral fees.
Right.
They never did that. Look, your whole group doesn't have to do it,
Yeah.
right? You could, if someone doesn't wanna sign up on the referral platform that we have,
Hmm.
they don't have to. They could be in the group separately. They don't have to sign up to pay. So
Right.
if only 150 out of your people wanna do it, but I tell you, people wanna do it. I mean, I get people every week on our info session we do every Friday. We talk about the Connective and how it works and all that, and I'll get a dozen people on there, and 6, 7 of them every time email me, LinkedIn me right after, like, "This is awesome.
Hmm.
I've always wanted to get paid."
Right.
Been giving referrals out for years. I can't believe you guys built this system. This is genius. Like, I could it's just so simple,
Yeah.
and now the fact that somebody actually built something to track it all and do it, they're like, "God, I wanted to build that. I've been thinking about
Yes.
doing that. I always wanted to get paid." And
Yeah.
it's such a simple idea, right? It's always
Yeah.
about who you know, and it's
You're
like,
right.
"Hey, will people will pay?" It's just I think somebody finally were like, "Someone needs to build something to
Yes.
be able to track all this and do all this," and again, it wasn't cheap, and it took a long time, but we built it. We built it well. So.
Yeah, exactly. And the big reason I ask is because I was going to ask how you actually, if you don't mind me asking, how you negotiate that referral deal percentage, because a lot of people come in sometimes and be like, I'm not going to do business with you unless, I'm paid 7,000, 8,000 up front. Obviously, if you could provide that type of value of the deal and you're going to get it done, makes sense. But at the same time, you're taking a gamble paying somebody that much money and then all of a sudden it doesn't work out. Right. So, um,
Yeah,
how do you go ahead?
yeah. Everyone in our community decides how much they want to pay.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you. Like and look, if you don't have a good fee, people are going to see through that, right? If I
Yeah.
gave you a $50,000 deal and you're like, I'll give you 2%, Joe. It's like, really? Dylan,
Yeah.
2%? Like,
Right.
I mean, people aren't stupid. So this is your incentive to thank you. Hey,
Yes.
Dylan, thank you for getting me that $50,000 client, right?
Yeah.
I want to pay you. You should go in with the mentality that I want to make you happy. I want to give you 10%. I want to write a check for you for 5 grand. It's like when I had salespeople, if I was writing them checks, I
Yeah.
was happy because that means I was getting money.
Yes.
Right? So if I was giving them 5 grand, that means I was making 50 grand. Like what is wrong with you? And people, it's like an insurance company. Let me see how I can get out of paying Dylan. Oh, Dylan,
Yeah.
listen, this was and I had this with a guy. I remember when I first started, I gave him a $60,000 website. Right. And at the time when I first started, it was 15%. That
Yeah.
was my deal. You pay me 15%, which is high, but you weren't paying me any sort of, it was just me. It wasn't a nothing. It was just me referring people. I
Yeah.
wanted 15% of the deal. So this guy, I introduced him. I had just met him too. And I met him through somebody and I gave him a 60,000 first job, 60 grand off the bat. Sends me a check for $3,000 when it's done. I'm like, hey, Matt, I think his name was Matt. I forget. Listen, what's with the 3 grand, man? He goes,
Yeah.
well, the client needed a proposal written and we had to do some research to provide the proposal. And then there's a little scope creep and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, well, our deal was 15%. I don't
Yeah.
care what
Right.
what happened on your end. And of course you have to write a proposal. No one's
Yeah.
gonna like give you a 60. And I was like, he's like, oh, we didn't realize how it worked. I'm like, well, that's how it works. Right.
Yes.
And then like the next week, I'm like, hey, I got another project for you. He's like, what are we gonna do on this one? What percentage are we going with? I'm like, it's
It's the
15%.
same. Yeah.
And I just was, and I'm like, you know what? I'm good. Like, if you're gonna try and get out of it, and he just let, who I got you a $60,000 deal and you wanna try and so I don't know why you don't wanna try and take care of someone that's giving
Yeah.
you the referrals. Somebody that gave you that type of deal, you wanna make them happy. So, yes, we let the people decide how much they wanna pay, but make sure it's, reasonable. If I give you a $60,000 gig and you send me 3 grand, it's what, 5% on that?
Right.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. Like, it's okay. Like, it's not
Right.
bad. Your margins, and look, I know if certain companies have tighter margins. I get it, and those companies, but be reasonable with the people, and
Yeah.
look, there's always negotiation. If it's like
Right.
you have
That's
10%
exactly
on
it.
your profile, and that client comes back to you and says, "Hey, Dylan, listen, I know we have a $60,000 budget. We got a guy that could do it for 55,000. We still want to use you, but can you match his price?"
Yeah.
Just go back to the other person that referred you, and say, "Listen, I had to go down 5 grand in the price. I can't do 10% referral on top of that. It's just not
Mhm.
gonna make sense for me. Can I give you 7% on this deal?" And,
Right.
we're all adults in the room. Just talk
Yeah.
it through with the other person, right? So,
Right. Yeah. Make it make sense. Yeah. So have you had issues, where you're trying like towing the line with, broker dealer aspect of it? Because obviously, you got to be careful on the negotiation aspect of like the deals. That's something I ran into. Is why I asked. So it's more if I'm connecting you to people, I'm letting them kind of do all the talking. I'm not presenting all the stuff and trying to get them to work the deal out a certain way, percentages, things like that. Have you had issues with that at all?
no, I mean, we make the introductions, you're dealing with the
That's
client.
okay.
I introduce
Yes.
you to Sarah Smith, like, "Here, Dylan, you guys make the deal, and you just pay your commission or whatever the final number is at the end of the day." So we don't get involved in any negotiations or anything. It's just
Right.
you dealing with the client because the client doesn't wanna know, "Well, who's this middleman getting paid on this whole deal," right?
Yes.
And look,
Right.
sometimes I'll tell my friends and stuff, they know what I do, they know how, my whole thing works. They're okay with I just introduced one of my good friends yesterday to somebody. He knows I'm getting paid on it,
Yeah.
but he just wants a solution.
Right.
I don't care. I don't care if Dylan makes it $10,000 off the deal. As long as
Exactly.
Dylan's getting me to someone that can solve my problem in business,
Yeah.
I want the best resource. And if Dylan says this is the best person to do this IT job or whatever it is, I trust you because you're my buddy and you're telling me, hey, Joe, I got these guys, right? You're not going to give somebody a contractor that did a shitty job at your house, right? Oh
Right.
yeah, this guy redid my bathroom, but the toilet bowl doesn't work anymore. But it's okay. You're not going to refer me to that person, right? You're going to say
Right.
this guy did a great job on me. You should really use him, right? I want you to tell me, and they're happy to. They don't care who's getting paid or what. They just want the deal to get done and the solution to be solved.
Right. Yeah, I actually ran into somebody where they literally messaged back saying that they don't want to deal with any intermediaries. And it's like, they want to, I'm like, well, then you're going to have to go find all the deals yourself, at that aspect. But it's like, why would you care at that point? Sometimes it comes down to greed, right? It just seems like
Right.
that's what it is, and it's just like you nickel and dime people, and it's just like, man, if you could have somebody that's literally giving you deals, like you mentioned earlier, why wouldn't you want to take that? And if there's a little bit of piece that goes to somebody, it shouldn't matter at that point. But I literally had that. It was not too long ago either. Somebody was like, we don't deal with intermediaries. We want to kind of find it. I'm like, that's fine. There's no issues with me. Like you said, you don't need to introduce anybody to me. I don't need to do that for you. Just trying to make our connections a little bit better. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
go call 5 other people and try and find someone that's good. I can
right,
tell you who to go to. I'm gonna give you a good resource, but I
yeah,
it's and people do. We don't get into that too much
right.
people are I don't wanna say they're short-sighted, but it's like, listen, I will give you 3 great people to use, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna and you could go out and try and figure out who's good, and then you wind up with somebody that wasn't recommended by you, and they do a crappy job, and you're like,
Uh-huh.
"Oh, they did well. Did you get recommended that person? Or you just, called them up, right? I want somebody to recommend me that's
Yes.
used that person before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, not anybody in sales or anything, right? You know how much better it is to have a warm introduction, and how much better those conversations go, especially if they trust you on your end on both sides, right? And I've had deals go through that have been amazing because of the fact, like, I'll take any deal that Dylan has sent me because I trust him, right? And so having that, it just makes it so much easier compared to
uh,
being like, even though I have a great product or service, still don't know entirely what this person's all about, right? So you're absolutely
exactly.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's amazing, Joe. Well, I wanted to ask for entrepreneurs and business leaders listening today, what's one action they can take this week even to strengthen their relationships and create more opportunities for growth?
Listen, help out your clients, help out somebody, right? Like bring those connections, make them stronger. Call your CEO, owner of your company that's a client of yours. Say, hey Dylan, listen, anything I can help you with this week? Any way I can help your business? Like, you know what, Joe, we're struggling to find this, we're struggling to find that, or we're trying to make an introduction there, right? You help somebody every week and do something that's going to come back to you in spades at some point, right?
Yeah.
So I would just, send out notes to people you haven't talked to in a little while, right? Go onto your LinkedIn, right? If you're struggling to get new business, go back onto your LinkedIn and be like, when I started the Connective, I had to find people to join, right? And I just went through LinkedIn every day and
Yeah.
went down the list, just not even like by alphabet or anything. Just go down the list and be like, oh, you know what? That's right. My friend Jeff from college, he would be a good person. Oh, I
Yes.
forgot about this person, right? Because I got 9,000 connections on LinkedIn. I don't know all of them, but like if I go
Right.
down and, if you're trying to strike up someone business, you forget who all the people you know. You forget a client from 5, 6
Mhm.
years ago, like easy stuff that you could do and just find it and be like, hey, Dylan, I haven't talked in a while. Just want to touch base. What's going on with you? Oh, Joe, good to hear from you. Let's get on a call. Just set up a couple calls with people you haven't talked to in a while. You'd be surprised if people are like, hey, you know what? Actually, I needed something that you do. You know what? Let's talk about that project, right?
Yeah.
That happens all the time. So there's little things you could do, helping other people out, finding those connections you haven't talked to a little bit, just easy things you could do on spend an hour once a week on going back to those old people or going to your clients or just calling someone in your network like, hey Dylan, I want to anything I can help you with this week? Anything I can say, oh, you know what, Joe, I'm looking for this. And you'll see how far it goes.
Yeah. No, that's honestly great advice because you never know what's going to come from those conversations. Because even if it isn't them, they might be like, actually, I don't, Joe, but this person actually does, and I'll connect you to again another warm connection, someone that you didn't even know, and that could drive business, right? And so
Right.
you're absolutely right. If people are looking, anybody who's listening, if you're looking to drive more business, this is a great first step to take. And at the same time, make sure you guys are reaching out to Joe about all this, because he is the expert. So that being said, how can listeners learn more about the Connective Nolodex and connect with you personally?
Yeah, so Joe at Nolodex.com, Nolodex.com, and that's the website. Just check it out and see what's on. Send me a note. If you want to learn about the Connective, I'll send you the information session link that we do every Friday. I explain how it all works, so everything goes. At Nolodex, we do a demo of the platform, and it's 15 minutes to just see a quick demo to see what it could do for your community. I mean, if you are running a community, if you're in a chamber of commerce, if you're in a fraternity, alumni association, or you're running a networking group, or if you listen, people out there that people are losing jobs, unfortunately. Like Jersey's getting killed right now. People losing
Yeah.
jobs. Look, if you have a great network out there and you always want to start your own business, give me a call, man. For 129 bucks a month to use our software, you could start a whole network around what you do and build some nice business for you, some nice passive income. It's a good way to start your own business at this point if you've ever been
Mhm.
thinking about doing it. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love it, Joe. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been amazing, and anybody who's listening, please make sure you guys are checking that out, especially if you have any sort of network. I mean, this is going to change your life entirely. So, Joe, again, thank you so much for joining me today and spending time with me
Yeah.
and the listeners.
Yeah. It was awesome talking to you, Dylan. Good luck with those 5 kids, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I need all the luck I can get.
Yeah.